Hey guys, you're here for another installment from Force 15. This is update 2 on Tropical Storm Earl as of 1900 UTC on the 3rd of August 2016. Storm's location at 16.8 degrees north, 85.6 degrees west, with winds of 70 miles per hour and a pressure of 990 millibars movement west at 14 miles an hour. Storm's expected to make landfall in Belize within the next 12 to 24 hours. Hurricane warnings are in effect as the storm is expected to intensify to a Category 1 hurricane. Tropical storm warnings also in effect for the coast of Honduras, parts of Guatemala, and also in Belize and off a little bit of the coast up at near the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. Storm's expected to intensify to a Category 1 hurricane by the next advisory, and we're expecting possibility 75 to 80 miles an hour. But we'll see that in the forecast graphics just coming up here. So here's the forecast track, and you can see the warnings there. Hurricane warnings in effect there in Belize. And also tropical storm warnings in effect in Honduras and the Yucatan Peninsula, parts of the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. Storms are expected to make landfall within the next 12 hours, and we're anticipating storm possibly to be a Category 1 hurricane at landfall, possibly 75, 80, possibly 85 miles an hour. Here's the 50 knot wind speed probabilities in a bit of an obscure order. This is how they were saved. Here you can see with sort of staggered, not predict like 50 knot wind speed probabilities. It's a little bit staggered, I think, because of the storm's movement maybe. So this is eerily reminding me of Hurricane Ernesto of 2012. His hurricane force wind speed probabilities are about 60% certain of there being a Category 1 hurricane. So they're more leaning towards there is going to be a hurricane than they're not. And you can see here quite an interesting picture developing as well with the storm. You'll see a little bit later in the satellite imagery of how I have said that it sort of reminds me of Ernesto as well. Here you guys can see tropical storm force wind speed probabilities, and quite certain of tropical storm conditions all the way up to landfall. Landfall is pretty certain in Belize. The cone of uncertainty only just about covers a little bit of Mexico, although the storm will passes through Mexico and make a second landfall in like sort of the big mainland of Mexico. So yeah, here's the surface wind fields and also warnings and watches from the storm as well. And that's more spreading up towards the north, so parts of Mexico may see tropical storm force winds and possibly even hurricane force. So it's they should be preparing, but not preparing for the absolute worst. But they should be preparing to possibly batten down hatches and just stay inside for a little while. But now we're on to the satellite imagery, where I possibly will also show you some images of Hurricane Ernesto of 2012. So here you guys can also see this picture is Hurricane Ernesto of 2012. And I'll show you the visible imagery in just a moment. But just look at the two of them when the next imagery comes up. It's unreal just how they look. Because look, this is now the visible imagery of Tropical Storm Earl, and tell me that it doesn't look a little bit like Ernesto. Because it so much reminds me of Hurricane Ernesto. It is unreal, and it's about the same time, about 4 years ago. So it eerily reminds me of Ernesto, and also then having Danielle before as well. So here's the AVN imagery. Sort of visible imagery just there before. AVN showing some signs of intensification, but still a little bit jagged in its organisation. But that's just mainly just the spiral bands. It's got a closed core of circulation just about. But though, see the Dvorak, it's a little bit staggered. Where the like intensity of the storm really is. It's a little bit more jagged there than it is organised. And next up is the funk top imagery, and you can see a little bit of exposed core there in the off towards the north there. Possibly some sort of inflow problem there. Though we'll have to see how that situation plays out. It may mercifully weaken the storm before landfall, possibly stopping it in to getting to hurricane intensity. Here's the rainbow imagery. Cloud top seeming to be cooling. There's a little few anomalies in the centre of the storm there. Though again, we just have to wait and see. All we can just do is wait and watch, really. Also, thoughts with Nathan at the moment, currently in the Yucatan Peninsula, seeing his actual first tropical storm, or tropical cyclone, I think. Here's the RB top imagery. And again, it's a little bit staggered of where the storm's intensity actually is. There's like a spiral band, which is quite intense at the moment. Which Mexico could be feeling the second brunt of that after possibly in the next sort of 24, 36 hours. Here's the RGB imagery, and here you can see its organisation is looking okay. That little spiral band is sort of a bit of an anomaly there, and here you can see the water vapour imagery. A little bit of dry air off towards the storm's northwest, which could be a little bit of a problem, but it's still moist enough for tropical cyclones. Though we'll just have to see with that and how it plays out. Now we're going on to the sea surface temperatures and wind shear maps. So here you guys can see the sea surface temperatures here, and you can see where Earl's location is down near the Yucatan Peninsula. Sort of in the bottom sort of left of the image, but not far bottom left. Its sea surface temperatures are sustainable for development right up until landfall. Though we're just going to have to wait and see and if the storm does intensify or not. Now on to the wind shear maps, and wind shear is conducive for the storm's pasture. It's remaining at around about 20 knot average speed. About between 10 and 20 knots is about the mean average at the moment. Green is where you start getting to about 20 knots. Though it's again just a waiting case of what the so you guys can see the intensity forecast at plus 12, 75 miles per hour, 16.9 degrees north, 86.0 degrees west, plus 24, 50 miles an hour, 17.1 degrees north, 86.7 degrees west, plus 36, 35 miles per hour, 17.5 degrees north, 87.5 degrees west, plus 48, 30 miles an hour, 18.0 degrees north, 88.4 degrees west, plus 72, 40 miles an hour, 18.4 degrees north, 89.6 degrees west, plus 96, 45 miles per hour, 18.7 degrees north, 91.0 degrees west, plus 120, 35 miles per hour, 19.2 degrees north, 93.6 degrees west. As you guys can see on the intensity forecast as well, there is now no air pressure predictions on there, as air pressure is quite unpredictable as to what it can do. And also there will be notes coming up, it's just not in this one as where the storm will be subtropical, extratropical. But anyways, now we'll go back onto the update, and I'll reiterate the update for you guys. So this is update 2 on Tropical Storm L as of 1900 UTC on the 3rd of August 2016. Storm's location is 16.8 degrees north, 85.6 degrees west, with winds of 70 miles per hour, the pressure of 990 millibars, movement west at 14 miles an hour. Next update to come a little bit later tonight at the time of 2300 UTC, midnight British summertime. There'll also be a live event possibly around that time as well. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for watching. This is Force 15 signing off.